What's up? What's happening?
Yeah.
George Balekji, Travis Thomas. Back on Rush. Been a
Football
minute, my
season.
man.
Hey, man, it's good to be back with you, brother. It's good to have football season finally here. I just told you, I've been reading up on NFL, college football. Football's in the air, and it tastes great around here. Yeah, I know.
That's the type of feeling you get.
It's therapeutic.
Patriots with a full padded practice today. Some players going down. A little bit of a scare for Terrell Williams. Luckily, the immediate updates are good for the most part. It's some of the best of what you would want to hear, at least, so we'll get into that. We'll be talking Drake May, the offense struggling in the red zone, but also the defense put on clamps with a lot of guys missing. Hear from Mike Vrabel at his presser.
Yep.
Hear from Mike Vrabel with Frank the Tank.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll do a Friday night preview as well, preseason opener, hosting the Commanders. We'll get into all that and more. And as always, we got the mailbag. But let's start with Patriots back at practice Monday, full padded practice. Here are the absentees.
Okay.
Carlton Davis.
Ooh.
Kendrick Bourne, expected to be out for the week. He was rolled up on Friday.
All right.
Jelani Tavai, Caden Wallace, Sidney So, Kaylavon Chason.
All right.
Carlton. Christian Gonzalez was not practicing, eventually showed up to the
He was
field.
there. No limp. No limp.
Nothing on his leg,
Smooth.
wearing the jersey.
Yep.
But also remember that the report, like from Jordan Schultz, was, hey, nothing major.
Right.
Not expected. It is a hamstring. Not expected to affect his availability week one.
Yeah.
Week one's in September. So the fact that you go, it won't affect week one when you were hoping it would be, won't affect the end of training camp, right? There's like the lines between the lines.
It's a hammy, George.
I'm not going to, if Christian Gonzalez isn't there, I'm not going to be alarmed. If he's not there, he's getting treatment. And that's probably what it was.
It's a hammy. This is what they do. This is why it's
you have
annoying.
to take your time.
Yes.
Oh, it is such a brutal injury.
It is.
Especially for a guy as good as Christian Gonzalez.
Which is why Foxborough Rush is the best. And we appreciate you guys rolling with us because you and I were here the day that happened, and I said, shut his arse down. You've seen enough tape. We already know how he plays when he's healthy. That's the key. His rookie year, we saw him get banged up. Last year was a prove-it year. We needed to see him stay healthy. He did, and he balled out. I have seen enough. Shut him down for training camp. Shut him down for preseason. Make sure he's ready for week one because those hamstrings linger. We said that the day it happened.
Yeah.
Here we are. It looks like that may come to fruition.
Now, also update for the cornerback room. Second-year corner Marcellus Dial went down, carted off the field, was a left leg injury.
Ooh.
Some reports I heard were that it was away from the play.
Okay.
So there's a slight
All right.
fear. No, there's a slight fear it's non-contact.
Well,
Now,
the
this is
cart, anytime you see the cart,
especially in training camp. scary
especially in
sight.
camp.
Second-year player, former sixth-round pick, more of a special teams guy than a
Yeah.
cornerback depth, but has been getting a lot of run at practice with Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez down.
Mm-hmm.
A underrated room that could be a linchpin in the success of this defense is the cornerback room because it's Christian Gonzalez and it's Carlton Davis.
Yeah.
Then it's Marcus Jones, Alex Austin, Marcellus Dial, Craig Woodson. We'll see where he plays. And DJ James, who our producer Brendan was asking me about, because the guy's been getting a lot of love on Twitter for being blanketed coverage, doing a good job. Those are the guys getting run. But it's like you have the thoroughbreds in Gonzalez and Davis, and then after that, I mean, that's a room that gets really thin. Marcellus Dial, you hope it's good. You hope it's not something serious. But Cart coming out to your point in training camp, and if it was non-contact, very scary.
Well, not only that, you had the opportunity to learn from a Carlton Davis and learn from a Christian Gonzalez. And now that has been spurned because of, we think, a major injury. Certainly, we don't know yet, but getting carted out is not a good sign here in training camp. But, hopefully the kid can get healthy and resume and get back to his career.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Also, update Milton Williams owning the one-on-one reps.
Of course he is. It's Milton Williams. That's what you paid him all the money for.
2-0 against Jared Wilson and Mike Onwenu. Right now, that's the starting guards for the Patriots.
Yes, he should be hot knife through butter against those guys. This is great news. Don't look so much at the offensive line side of things. We can talk about that.
We'll get into
We'll get into it. But Milton Williams should be dominating in these drills, and you're getting it. That's what you want if you're a Patriot fan.
There also is the Will Campbell struggling in one-on-ones, better in the team period. And I just think that's how it's going to be for him. If a guy is undersized, and a guy that's also is still a rookie, though, like with that acclimation, it's someone that he loves to learn in practice and in training camp. That's how it's going to be, where We hear him struggling on one-on-ones, but what's going to show up when 11 guys are on the field?
Sure.
Like in the preseason, that'll be something to watch for.
Yeah.
I just go back and forth where if someone's struggling on one-on-ones, like you want to see him at least have like a winning percentage. He's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
But it's a continued struggle on one-on-ones, a little bit of alarming for him.
I think ultimately you and I landed on, and I wonder how you all feel, so leave us comments. We always get to them in the mailbag. But I think you and I agreed that this feels like a stopgap year at that position. And Will Campbell's going to do the best that he can. I think it'll be a spirited effort. I don't think he'll get beat like a drum, but I don't think he'll be great either. And then I believe the Patriots in this upcoming offseason will address that position yet again, whether it's draft or free agency. We'll see. We'll be having the same conversations we did last offseason. And then Will Campbell will be kicked inside to guard.
Yeah.
That's something that you and I felt like
Long-term.
it was inevitable anyway. I think this is a stopgap year. We're used to talking about this with quarterbacks, stopgap year, right? And then you'll draft a kid, develop them, bring them up. But I think for left tackle, that's going to happen with the Patriots. And then you get Will Campbell at left guard, and he should be dominant there, George. Not good, dominant for a decade plus.
Yeah, all-pro caliber guy. All right, let's hear from Mike Vrabel now. He was talking to media, obviously, before practice. Spoke about Kendrick Bourne's absence, but also the fresh slate, the fresh start he's given to everyone on the roster. Check it out. Here's Mike Vrabel, head coach of the Pats, right here. Bless me.
Everybody has a fresh, clean slate. And, we like to go through those things. And some of that is technique. Some of that is the second guy in. A lot of times on fumbles, if you want to talk fumbles and ball security, I'm happy to do that. But one person's going to have the ball in their hand every play offensively. And the rest of those 10 players are going to be responsible for protecting the guy with the ball. And so, yep, there were some instances where he put it on the ground, and there were some instances where, the second guy came in. And we need to eliminate the second guy from coming in by the way that we play and our play demeanor and the way that we finish. So clean slate, everybody has a clean slate. But also, there's things that have to change and, be better at every position as we move towards the season.
Alex Austin's interception towards the end of the game, how much of that was good situational awareness from him, and how much of that maybe could have been a better decision?
Well, I mean, we would need to make, we need to, if the corner's flat-footed, we probably need to throw it over his head and live to fight another day. Credit to Double A. And I like sometimes when these things come up, because now we can coach the quarterbacks to say, hey, if the guy's not bailing, if he's just sitting there standing flat-footed, and you go over there, it's a yes-no, and you're going to have to just decide that you can't progress back and come over here to the field. You're going to get sacked or strip sacked, so throw it over his head. And being able to catch that ball Double A and end it, and then explain to him, go down, go down, go down. We have the lead, and these are all great things that come up and allow us to coach. And just like the drive before, we throw one into Kayshawn, and Kayshawn does a nice job to get us into field goal range. Thomas chose to call timeout. He was the head coach. That was his decision. I told the team, hey, listen, we have a couple options. We can now go to the ball. We can clock the ball. It would be second down. We can center it wherever we want to center it. We can slow clock it. We can, take a knee. I can call timeout with 3 seconds, and we kick the winner. So those are all things that come up, and they come up organically, and it allows us to teach it and coach it. And I know that this happens. Having done this for however many years, I can show them, but until they actually are in that position, which they're going to come up the more that we do to a minute, just like today, we're going to have end-of-game situation. Ball's going to be on the 25-yard line. It's going to be 45 seconds. You're going to see what the last plays are from the 5-yard line or the 10-yard line, because that's just where the ball is going to be, I would imagine. So then we can coach those up and see where it goes. Sorry, that's a long-winded answer, but there's a lot of different situations that come up just by repping it. And I can show them, but then when they actually are in it, I said, okay, now we can coach from our example.
Come Friday's preseason game, what's your plan with the quarterback rotation and Drake?
It's Monday. We're focusing on the red zone, focusing on being real precise down there, not going backwards, not hurting ourselves, defense, defending every blade of grass, making sure that we undercut when receivers, all the details for the red zone that are going to hopefully help us in the season. That's where my focus is, getting back to fundamentals. And then, when Friday comes around, I'll try to do my best to let everybody know.
Mike, you had said that when you were looking forward to the first full padded practice to identify some of those guys that you caught your eye and what have you. Now that you've seen some of those players, what do you want from them now here on out?
Well, I mean, I think continued growth. We're still in training camp. And so the ones that have continued to show improvement and that have maybe earned some more reps, continuing to do those types of things and to continue to take the next step, to continue to compete for a role. And then the ones, have an opportunity to try to get going if, maybe they haven't, put their best work out there. Go ahead. Don't defer to these guys. Just step in there.
Mike, we saw Kendrick Bourne leave the field early on Friday. Do you have any update on kind of what happened with him?
The update was just kind of got rolled up, and he won't be out here. I wouldn't anticipate him this week, so he'll be working hard to get back, just like everybody else that's not going to be out there.
Mike, any update on the two corners, Gonzalez?
Other than that, I wouldn't expect them here at practice today, and probably not against Washington on Wednesday.
Just calm, cool, collected.
Always. Leader, always in control. He said a couple things, George, that jumped out to me. First of all, when he was talking about situational football, I'm so glad they're drilling that now.
Yep.
A lot of coaches,
we'll get into
training
that.
camp, it's like conditioning, fundamentals, make sure the guys are dialed in, and then you work on the other stuff later. Vrabel's like, hell no. You better show up in shape. You better show up ready to go because we're going situational football right out of the gate. Even this past weekend, inter-team scrimmage, right? I mean, look, they weren't tackling, they were full pads, but at the same time, Vrabel talked about how we're throwing phantom penalties in this scrimmage too, so these guys get used to this situational football. So that jumped out to me. I love that. The other thing, he talked about having a clean slate. This is where I'm going to give you a lot of credit, and I've done this before on this show. Last offseason, we talked a lot about how you need to get rid of this guy and get rid of that guy, and this guy can't play, and blah, blah, blah. And you said, slow down, Trav. Vrabel's going to come in here and want all of these players. He's going to give them all, in your words, a clean slate to see who can play, who buys into his system, who belongs and who doesn't. Don't just get rid of these guys because they didn't play well under Gerard Mayo or whatever, even Belichick at the end, some of them. Vrabel's going to come in and do his own assessment. And you're right, he talked about it there. I have a clean slate for a lot of these guys. I wanted to clean house. You said slow down. Vrabel wants a clean slate, and he said it there. So you were right.
I mean, we see it being applied with a guy like Kayshon Boutte, being a top 3
good
receiver
point.
in this offense and like repping with the ones. Because that's someone, again, like his maturity is highly in question. And when Mike Vrabel's all about maturity, respecting the team, you hear me say it pretty much every episode, you'd think a guy like Kayshon Boutte would be on the outside looking in.
Sure.
But right away, Mike Vrabel likes him and is giving him that chance, and that clean slate says a lot. You talked about them drilling situational football. So Andrew Callahan of the Boston Herald was tweeting out they were going with situational football for the offense, starting on the 6, 8, 25-yard, basically red zone, red area.
Sure.
1 touchdown in 12 snaps.
Wow.
Drake May went 3 for 10. And the 1 touchdown was a spectacular throw from May to Boutte with DJ James all over in coverage. Boutte getting his feet in. But went 3 for 10 overall. And they were giving a lot of credit. All the reports you're seeing come out from camp, how well the defense was today in competitive drills. Again, in full pads. And it checks out where we expect this defense to be ahead of the offense.
Yeah, but it's an advantage for the offense because it is August, right? So in this league, field goals and not touchdowns lose you games.
Yeah.
And so, hey, yeah, of course the defense is the strength of the team now. We anticipate that's going to be the reality of this season, period. But it does help your offense to go against a really good defense day in, day out this time of year. And also, you also learn, hey, we have got to figure out a way, whether it's schematically or Drake May willing us in there, whatever it is, we have to figure out a way to get some touchdowns out of this stuff. Every time you're in the red zone, you're not going to score touchdowns. We get it. You're not going to do that in training camp. You damn sure ain't going to do it in the regular season. But if the Patriots can figure out now how to put themselves in a more advantageous situation to get touchdowns, it'll help them come the regular season. Because, again, if you kick field goals in this league, you're dead in the water. Those days are gone where your defense can hold someone to 17 points or 13 points and you put up 17 or 20 and win. Those days are gone. I mean, you look at the schedule, some of these quarterbacks are trash, but you also have some elite ones too. So you better figure out how to score some points.
And what's a big test for this offense, when you get in the red zone, that's when you need the man beaters.
That's right.
The guys that can win one-on-one. The field shrinks, everything gets more compact. Kyle Williams is great at taking the top off of defense.
Yep.
We saw that happen in their scrimmage on Friday.
Yep.
The double pass to him for a long touchdown. All right, fine. Pop Douglas could be good with the ball in his hands after the catch, but when you have to catch a ball and pretty much be in the red zone,
short yardage,
or make positive,
yep.
That's what makes it hard.
That's right.
Also talking about, what it was situational. Today also scary, but everything coming out doesn't sound too alarming. But Terrell Williams, defensive coordinator, went down during practice, was tended to by members of the medical staff for the Patriots. He left practice early, rode off on the cart. Inside linebackers coach Zach Kerr took over the play calling for the Patriots defense in the team periods. That's a guy, too, that was, quote unquote, the stand-in DC because Terrell Williams was dealing with a medical scare. You see Tyrance Williams in that tweet. I know with Bedard, that's definitely a typo autocorrect. He knows who Terrell Williams is and how to spell it. He does a good job. But it's Terrell Williams we saw away from this team earlier in the offseason. We hope everything's okay. He was able to get up under his own power. He left on the cart. Hopefully he's okay.
That's a key. Him being able to get up on his own power, kind of get himself together, and then leave on the cart is encouraging news. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers are with him. We talked about him, too, when he was dealing with the health issue while he was out. And I just wonder if maybe he came back too soon. A lot of times, a lot of these coaches and players have that same mentality. I got to get back as soon as possible. Take the time you need, Coach. Get well soon, for sure.
We'll take a quick break here on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll be talking some more preview of the Pats.
Let's
Take
go.
a look at the preseason game this Friday.
Yeah.
And hear more. We'll have Mike Vrabel, a little walk and talk interview he did.
All right.
And also hear from linebacker Robert Splain coming up on the break after Foxborough Rush. After this break on Foxborough Rush. Excuse me. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. George Balekji, Travis Thomas. All right, Trav. So this Friday, preseason opener for the Patriots.
Yes.
Hosting the Commanders. Also, the Brady statue reveal this Friday.
Yeah.
The craft. Tom Brady will be in attendance.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Mm-hmm. Analyst on Fox, Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Good-looking guy. Greatest.
And 6-time Super Bowl champion.
Greatest quarterback of all time. Yeah. Just a couple accolades.
There was like a Brady happy birthday post from the NFL on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL posted it, collabed with Brady, collabed with the Buccaneers. No collab for the Patriots.
Oh, I don't like that.
Way to fumble a legacy.
I mean, Bill's not here anymore. What's the problem? Vrabel would have no issues with this. You got to collab with the Pats, brah.
He'd be cool with paying your best player. All right, so let's talk Pats Commanders before we get to that statue. What are you going to be watching for? Who are you going to be watching for? I mean, everything starts at Jaden Daniels versus Drake May.
Yeah.
Can I give you my number one?
Yeah.
Is Terry McLaurin in the building?
Oh.
Is Terry McLaurin, because it's a continued hold in.
Yeah.
Ray, you and I have talked about it. Is it posturing? We'll talk more about him and Micah Parsons with all of this. Posturing. But is he literally in the building, like traveling with the Commanders? Not playing. I wouldn't expect him to play if he ends his hold in, hold out, whatever the heck it is. Is wanting for more money. But is he in the building?
Can I take this a step further? Can we get a little WWE action where Terry's not only in the building, but he's on the Patriots side of the building? Could Terry walk in there? You got to have Jim Ross or somebody. You got to have an announcer. Like, oh, my God, there's Terry. My God, he's on the Patriots sideline. You need Terry to be in the building, but on the good guy's side saying, give me my money. Man, I got cussed out all weekend by Commanders fans. They are sick of me. And I'm from down there. It's nothing but love. Yeah. They have been cussing me
because you're making an avenue for him to leave and be
I've
happy.
been beating the drum. Terry to Foxborough. They have heard it down south, and they don't like it. And they're letting me know. And you know what? I don't give a damn. I cover the Patriots now. I need Terry here, and the Patriots need him more than I need him. They need him in the worst way. So I hope Terry is in the building, and I hope he's looking around saying, I could get used to these digs. I kind of like it here. That's what I hope.
Mm-hmm. I also, who has nicer facilities? How's the Commanders' facilities? Well, they play in one of the worst stadiums, but they're getting a brand new one.
Yeah,
He won't be around by the time that one's done being built.
Well, he'll be here. See what I did
He'll
there?
see the brand new building that'll be ready next year.
You know what else he'll see? That Brady statue, and he'll say, man,
They won Lombardi's.
I want one of those like Brady has. I need to get here.
Okay, hold on.
What?
Him getting a Patriot statue?
What?
Come on.
What if if he gets here and goes on a 4 straight Super Bowl run with Drake May?
Fine.
He's getting a statue.
Fine. He better have a triple crown in there, too.
I'm just saying it's not impossible. That's all I'm saying.
It's all right, fine.
What?
Jaden Daniels versus Drake May. I'm excited to see that.
I'm excited to see
Joint practices on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And the game Friday night.
Yeah. Look, I mean, it's a preseason, so we know how this goes. We're going to see Jaden Daniels and Drake May for 5 minutes. But who cares? I mean, these two are going to be connected at the hip for the rest of their careers, and for good reason. I actually think this year, totality, forget the preseason game for a second, in totality, I think Drake May has entered the chat. Because right now, obviously, Jaden Daniels had a better rookie season, although we liked what we saw out of Drake May, all things considering, with his personnel and his coach. But this year, I think we see more of a Jaden Daniels-esque year from Drake May. I don't know if the team's success will be there, because remember, the Commanders were really a bad quarter away from being in the Super Bowl. So that's high expectations there. We'll see in terms of team. But individually, I think Drake May could have more of a Jaden Daniels type of season this season. The fact that he has a weapon in Stephon Diggs, the fact that the offensive line is better, we're not saying good, but better. The fact that he has Mike Vrabel as a head coach, Josh McDaniels as an offensive coordinator, I think all these things play in. And it's year 2 for Drake May.
Yeah.
He's been there, done that. So I think we'll see a much more improved, statistically, Drake May for sure.
I think definitely, and we'll see what does Jaden Daniels look like in year 2.
Yeah.
It's also too I think we'll see him on the practice field in a joint practice, which is great, and then you see them in a game, and it's preseason. You take it with a grain of salt, but with the quickness that Jaden Daniels moves, and I don't mean physically, but mentally as well. Just
sure.
How fluid he is throughout the whole game.
His process.
And then you're going to see Drake May go, how close is he to what Jaden Daniels is? Because coming out of college, Jaden Daniels was 50-plus starts at quarterback in college.
Right.
Drake May was 2 seasons.
Won the Heisman.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels won the Heisman. He played at LSU for 2 years. Started there, but he started since he was at ASU. But he had a lot more football under his belt than what Drake May had. And that matters, that experience, even though it was in college and they both started their rookie season. Drake May, of course, played less games. But it's just how close is he when you see him as an NFL quarterback, a starting quarterback, Drake May to Jaden Daniels? Yeah,
I mean, you make a good point. You have to also think about this. Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator there in Washington, catered their offense and his style of offense around Jaden Daniels, okay? So they ran a lot of college principles, a lot of things that Jaden Daniels was doing at LSU to get said Heisman. They did it in the NFL with the Commanders. Hats off to Cliff Kingsbury, right? But that wasn't the case for Drake May. Drake May had to deal with Alex Van Pelt. Let's not even go to all the cuss words and all the things we were saying watching these G-damn Patriots games with the play calling.
Block it out from my memory.
Bro, with the play calling from him, okay? So this is apples and oranges we're talking about here, right? And then, obviously, he had Gerard Mayo, too. That didn't help. So now, Drake May, this is really year 1 with a grown-up system around him. Jaden Daniels was gifted that. Dan Quinn, a head coach who has been there, done that, learned from past experiences. Cliff Kingsbury, a guy who sucks as a head coach, no doubt, but as an offensive coordinator, and certainly not that far removed from the college game, could take those principles and help Jaden Daniels. I mean, he hit the lottery in terms of a coaching staff, and then we know the weapons the Commanders have. It wasn't the case for Drake May. Now it's closer. That's why I said I'm expecting a giant leap from Drake May this year and a Jaden Daniels-esque type season because he has the same ingredients that Jaden Daniels had last season, this season.
Yep, and that's what's important. Revamped offensive line.
That's
we'll see
it.
how Will Campbell looks. The receiving room did get better, but Jaden Daniels, it was Terry McLaurin and that's it. He didn't have a phenomenal receiving room, right? It was him, the tight end.
Yeah, they had
with the Eagles for a long time.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you.
They had some guys. They have a running game,
guys,
Brian Robinson Jr.
But it was like Austin Eckler. But to your point, it was a system.
Yeah, it was
that
a
Cliff
system.
Kingsbury was on the same page and designed around him.
And Jaden Daniels wasn't locked into one guy,
Yeah.
right? Terry, of course, was a beneficiary. But what made Jaden Daniels so special, he was able to go through those reads, okay? Now, their offensive line is not as good this season as it was last season. Drake May's offensive line should be better this season than it was last season. Again, so when you look at the dichotomy of the two, George, I'm just telling you, there's a chance here for Jaden Daniels. He is really good. but he could come back to earth a bit. I think what we saw from him wasn't fluky, but it's going to be hard to put up those kind of numbers every year, year in, year out. So especially now defenses have had time to kind of watch his tape. So I could see Jaden Daniels coming back to earth a bit and Drake May taking a giant leap.
Yeah. Also something I'm watching for, this Patriots pass rush. This is a good Commanders offensive line. So enjoy.
Not as good as last year.
Commanders?
Yeah, not as good.
They got Laramie Tunsil.
They have, listen.
They have Tyler Biotish, and now they have Josh Connolly.
Here's the only reason I know that. I'll tell you why. In getting cussed out for all my Terry McLaurin takes, I'm asking questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, what are you guys worried about anything?
Like
and they're like, our offensive line's not as good as it was last year. And I was like, okay. So that's something to keep your eye on. So to your point.
Everything they traded for Laramie Tunsil, if the offensive line's not good. No.
We're not down there, so I don't know. I'm telling you what the
messenger.
fans are saying. But
How much of a failure that is.
I'll say this.
If Tunsil and Josh Connolly don't pan out.
Well, Tunsil's a little long in the tooth now. But I will say this. This defensive line for the Patriots, to your point, that's a defensive line that can wreak havoc against. I don't give a damn what offensive line you have and how good it is.
Yeah.
So I think we'll see two things here. How good this defensive line can be for the Patriots, big picture, and then B, we'll find out our questions. Are the Commanders' offensive line, has it regressed, or is it better, or just the same as last year?
Exactly.
We'll find out.
I was alluding to it. Here's Mike Vrabel. He did a walk-in talk with Frank the Tank from Boston.
Nice.
Jersey native, Seton Hall Pirates fan, too. Frank the Tank. He goes to those games. Check it out here. We have a little reaction on the back end of this. Here's Mike Vrabel with Frank the Tank.
I mean, the Patriots owned that division for 20 years. They owned that division. I mean, now you got to take the Bills down to reclaim it.
Yeah, I mean, Josh and Sean and the entire Bills organization and Brandon Beane, I got a lot of respect for them. They've certainly played them plenty in the past. So, but it's difficult. I think. Coach Glenn is going to have those guys in New York. Your Jets ready?
I'm not a Jet fan.
Oh, sorry. You're a Dolphins fan.
Yeah, I'm a Dolphins fan.
The Dolphins and the Mets.
Now, what players do you think are going to be key for your success this year?
Well, I mean, we need great quarterback play in the National Football League, just like everybody else. Excited about where Drake's at and the offseason that he's had working with some of our new players, working with Josh McDaniels. I think defensively there's a lot of guys that, I'm excited about. Christian Barmore. It's some health issues last year with the blood clots, and I've seen him work extremely hard, and just his energy and passion to get back has been really fun, and the way that he practiced in the spring. And so I'm looking forward to seeing Christian just be able to play football.
I don't know what tells me that video's older. Vrabel's mustache or the fact they're on like a golf course in Tahoe.
Bro, Vrabel's mustache has that Burt Reynolds vibe all over it, doesn't it?
Woo! November, he might have a new look on the sidelines.
Might be right about
November.
That. Might be right about that.
He names Christian Barmore. He names Drake May. Two guys are vital to the success of the team. That was a good question. Shout out Frank the Tank with that one.
Yep.
Shout out all the way he lost too, walking and all that. But that's an answer that says a lot from Mike Vrabel. He could have named Milton Williams, Robert Spillane, Harold, the guys he brought in.
That's right.
No, it's the two guys he inherited, a leader on the whole team in Drake May, but also Barmore has to be a leader on that defense.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And he also alluded to, hey, a lot of this stuff bigger than football too. Having him back healthy, that's the key there for sure.
And I mentioned Robert Spillane. Here's Robert Spillane from Friday talking about Mike Vrabel, the coaching, and Mike Vrabel, the motivator as well. Check it out right here.
Oh, this is a blast, getting out here, getting in front of Pats Nation, playing for the fans, playing with each other. It's a lot of fun to get out here and go through scrimmages.
What's having to tell him with a pick? Take us through the play.
Yeah, we called man-to-man defense. I ended up being a low hole help player. Made a great play, our corner on the ball, and tipped it up, and I was able to get underneath it and scoop it.
And you talked to Steph at all after that?
Steph?
Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs has been phenomenal teammate. I'm just proud of his leadership skills and how he's coming here ready to work every day.
How much do you appreciate the atmosphere here tonight?
Oh, I love it. Getting in front of our fans, that's why we do it. I can't wait to see this place filled out, sold out for home games, and we're just excited to take the next step.
I believe you recovered a fumble as well. What does it mean for you just to have a productive practice like that in this setting?
Being around the ball is very important to me. Those are big-time plays, but it doesn't happen alone. You need your teammates. Like on the pick, I had our corner made a big play on the ball. fumble recovery. Somebody else pumped it out, and I was able to scoop it up.
Do you know who were those teammates that helped you out on those?
Yeah, it was B. Cross and Kobe Minor on the pick. He was able to tip it up, and then B. Cross with a forced fumble.
How do you feel like tonight was, as far as the work night goes for you guys?
I thought we got in great work. Everyone seemed to stay healthy, go hard, and it seemed to be a great practice.
There was one tackle made. Kendrick Bourne went down. He got injured. Just what was it like? Was it difficult to hold up in an environment like this at all?
We're at the end of the day, we're all teammates. We're out here working together. We're on a common goal, so it's easy to protect your teammates out here. You play to get better and not to hurt people.
How excited are you to see it finally another jersey from Wednesday and Friday?
It's a very exciting time. This intensity will continue to ramp up as we get prepared for the season.
How much are you enjoying this?
I love being out here with my teammates. This is the time of the year that I live for. I love football season, so this is the best time of the year.
Robert, there was sort of a funny moment. Vrabel was mic'd up at practice the other day, and they just published it today. They showed him coming up to you and saying, "What? You hit one guy earlier in practice, and you stopped hitting people." And it looked like you were a little offended. Does he tweak you like that to try to get you
Vrabel
going?
always checks your blood pressure. He's out there, blood, sweat, and tears. He's putting the pad on, taking shots himself, and that's a coach that you love and you want to play for.
Do you know he's doing that in the moment, or he's just kind of like trying to poke the barrel
he challenges you, and that's what you want as a player. You want your coach to challenge you to be better.
That defensive dance that Jalen Hawkins did, you know if that was practiced or something? Or
it sure seemed to be practiced. I think they worked on that this morning.
Did it feel like a game day at all today?
Not yet. We'll get there eventually, but we're continuing to get better practice, and we'll get to game day soon enough.
What's it been like to have Terrell back with you guys?
I'm just so proud of his recovery and his ability to coach. I love coming in every day, working with him to get better.
How much do you look around with this defense? How excited do you get about what this defense?
Yeah, we got a lot of great players individually, and this is the time of year that we really got to come together as a team to be great.
You see all the turnovers that the defense is getting, whether it's on the white team or the blue team, is that contagious? What's it like to see your teammates defensively make so many plays?
At the end of the day, if we can get pressure with 4 and put 7 in coverage, good things are going to happen, and I'm really proud of how our rush has been getting home with.
Robert Spillane, starting linebacker for the Patriots defense. I love that in the moment. He's like, yeah, I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's like the little poke, twist the knife a little bit. Motivates the guys.
Dude, he played that position at the highest level. So,
Yep.
if anything, we used to talk about this with Belichick with corners, right? He can draft and develop corners. You got to give him that, and it's the truth. But, with Mike Vrabel, you better believe the linebackers on this team are going to show up and show out. Every single one of them, because he knows what he's doing. I also agree with him that this is the best time of the year, George. He's right. Football season is back. He said it's the best time of the year, and damn it, he is absolutely right.
I'm excited for Friday, man. I cannot wait. How many? Oh, I never told you.
What? Oh.
So I missed the beginning of the Hall of Fame game. But I said I'll watch 3 drives.
You said you'd watch 3 drives.
So damn it.
Yeah.
I watched Kyle Allen.
Oh, you didn't even see Trey Lance.
And I watched DJU.
Oh, God.
But I watched 3. I said 3 drives. I gave 3 drives.
I just threw up in my mouth. That's disgusting.
And that's a Hall of Fame game.
I was upset from the trade deadline, I won't lie. So I saw Trey Lance go down, score in that opening drive. I watched a little bit after that, and then I was way out before I saw Kyle Allen or DJU. I was out of there. But I was in my feelings because of the Red Sox.
I also just love, there's a litmus test of, people that understand football, too.
Yes.
Trey Lance threw a touchdown pass. It was nice.
It was.
There was a shot at Jim Harbaugh, hyping him up on the sideline.
It's a good drive.
And everyone's like, Jim Harbaugh, look at the confidence he's giving Trey Lance.
Oh, God.
This is part of what's going to fix the quarterback pandemic or the quarterback problem. Because everyone, how many quarterbacks fail? Where it's people are underestimating how difficult of a position it is.
Facts.
He was executing in preseason.
Facts.
The Cowboys saw Trey Lance every day last year in practice. When Dak Prescott went down, they decided to not play him.
That says everything.
Exactly. It's just like...
How about the Niners? Moved up to draft a kid, didn't work. They gave up on him in 5 minutes.
They went with...
and they went with Purdy.
Yeah.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Exactly.
Crazy.
And they paid Purdy.
Yep.
I just hate those aggregate accounts on Instagram.
That's what you get during the preseason, bro. That's what happens. Everyone gets overhyped, but I don't care. I'll take fake football, training camp football, parking lot football. I don't give a damn.
European football?
European football. Just give me football.
We'll take another break. When we're back, we'll talk Terry McLaurin and Micah Parsons. Hear from Jerry Jones, too, coming up after the break. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. All right, Trav. So, we talk about additions that can be made.
Yeah, plenty of them.
We were talking about Terry McLaurin.
It's going to cost you.
Right after we got done with Rush on Friday,
Yes.
more Micah Parsons updates came out. Now, there was a report that he's demanding a trade, will sever ties with the franchise. He posted on X, all the social media, long notes on his
I ain't
app.
reading all that.
Congrats, or I'm sorry for you.
That's it. Cut to the chase.
But basically, he was airing everything out. Like, yeah, I had a convo with Jerry, and I also communicated to my agent, I want to sign ASAP. He said, leave money on the table. I said, he basically was like, yeah, I spoke with Jerry, but that wasn't negotiation.
Right.
But now Stephen Jones won't pick up my agent's phone line. Same thing stands today. The Joneses, Jerry, Stephen, anyone else associated with football, you're all cowards because you won't talk to his agent. But if we're going to talk like what it takes to get a premier pass rusher in his peak age and to pay him.
How many ones? How many first-round picks?
I think 2 firsts.
God.
I would throw in a Keon White and a future fourth.
I like Keon White.
Yeah, but if you have Micah Parsons.
I know, but I'm envisioning Barmore, Keon White, Parsons, like I Milton Williams, like I see them all together.
I mean, if they want, be more draft picks, maybe give up some guys on the offensive side.
They don't want any of them. It'll probably be Keon White.
It would take 2 firsts.
2 firsts, Keon White.
It would take a current first, current third, future first, and a future third, maybe a future second.
They're going to get a second in there.
If the Patriots, you got to pick up the phone and find out the price. They have the cap space. And you figure out ways to make it work.
Yeah.
Because you can get him in line. He matches up with the timeline of a Christian Gonzalez, Drake May getting paid when they hit their peak.
Yeah.
But he gets paid now, and then when they go to get paid, you restructure the contract, up the guaranteed money, alleviates the cap penalty, and you keep paying the guy. It's the best defensive player in football.
It just makes so much sense. I mean, if you go back to the draft that Michael was in, check me, Matt, our producer, I want to say 2021 draft, there were reports then and stories then that there were people inside of the building for the Patriots who loved him and were considering trading up to get him and being aggressive. It didn't come to fruition. But I only bring it up because if there are people in your building still from that 2021 draft and they still love this guy, they're the ones going to Vrabel and others saying, hey, we got to get this cooking. This is a kid we wanted all along. We got a chance to go get him. And then I think you would give up that draft capital we just talked about, and certainly you give him all the money in the world. That's what he wants, right? So you would trade for him and pay him accordingly. The issue I have is there are other teams in this league that feel the same way.
Of course.
And so you are going to get in a bidding war with Micah Parsons. If you trade for a Trey Hendrickson, that's not necessarily the case. The draft capital is going to cost less. His contract's going to cost less. But he's older. He's 30, right?
The timeline doesn't match up.
The timeline doesn't match up. So I just bring it up saying, like, but you can go get Trey Hendrickson today. You can pick up the call and get Cincy and get the deal done. Micah Parsons, I mean, they're going to treat you like the DMV. They're going to give you a number and say, wait, we'll call you up to our window when it's time to talk to us. Like, literally, like, there's going to be every team in the league picking up the phone on Micah Parsons. So if you're the Patriots and you are interested in him because you have this cap space, George, you better be serious with your trade compensation, with your draft compensation, because that's what it's going to take for you to jump the line.
It is so much with Micah would be the draft compensation than to pay him. It would be a large chunk of guaranteed money. TJ Watt, again, this is where Jerry's an idiot, but it's TJ Watt and Myles Garrett's contracts setting the market, resetting it. Where Micah Parsons, they could have paid him last season. They could have paid him to start this offseason.
Yeah.
He didn't have to be the next guy to get paid or the latest, but it's a Cowboys kicking the can down the road, don't want to pay anyone. It gets ugly, and they end up paying them more than they originally should have. So let's toss it here. Here's Jerry Jones on the Micah Parsons situation, basically telling Cowboys fans, don't lose any sleep. I got it all handled. Check it out.
I'm not at this. The facts are that that's like anything else. I think the world of Micah, and that's just part of negotiation.
Would you ever consider trading Micah?
Again, I don't really place that with any real seriousness. Micah's got a bad back. That's like being traded.
Did the request take you by surprise?
Y'all weigh it the same.
Did the request take you by surprise?
Again, no, that's negotiation. I've heard that so many times in my 30 years in the NFL about from not just players but agents, and of course we all understand contracts. We're under contract. That's what we're doing. We're looking at adjusting the contract, but we're under contract and we're in camp, and that's the way the rules are set up. But that is old stuff, 30 years of old stuff. Some of these issues we're hearing about trading, hurt backs, all that kind of stuff.
In the past, when you've gone through these negotiations, but when you had it always usually ends with the player you want and the contract and a good number.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm really glad you brought that up. It seems like that we forget that it's been less than a year, and I paid the highest been paid in the NFL to Dak, and I paid a big price for Lamb. And anybody that says I'm not interested in financially rewarding my players hadn't been looking at the tea leaves. And so there's always negotiation, and the negotiation is to put the best team on the field. And it's many times it's not even a question of deserving. And in today's salary cap, you've got to have either or. You can't have it all. And so all those things go into the, so to speak, the equation. And the art of the deal is to get the best players out there for the resources that you have under the cap. And so that's what we're doing. That's what this is all about. But I'm here. I do what I do. I love these guys. Frankly, I could be any place in the world. And I want to be right here. I want to be right here with camp. I enjoy these players. I enjoy Micah. But as always, in any relationships, there are different moods at different times of your relationship. That's what it is. Don't lose any sleep over.
So just to be
that's
clear,
the one thing I would say to our fans. Don't lose any sleep over.
Lord,
I am critical of the Crafts. Thank God the Crafts are the owners of the Patriots. Could you imagine dealing with that old man?
Hell no.
The bad backline was so weird.
Bro.
But he was basically like, would you trade him? He's like, I don't take it serious. And then the way he put it, he's like, Micah has a bad back.
He's got a bad back.
Where he's saying that in a way of like he's got a bad back that's keeping him out of practice.
Yeah.
It's all part. He's like, him requesting a trade, you know? And it's like, what, man?
Well, look, he played this game with Dak. He played this game with CeeDee Lamb. To your point, they waited a year too long.
Trayvon Diggs.
So these guys got the top of the market value when he could have got them both at look, every year this stuff goes up, okay? So my point is this. I'm looking at a list of the highest paid defensive linemen right now. Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, we know the names. Chris Jones, Milton Williams here in town. Micah's going to get more than all of them. Mm-hmm. Here's the scary, and obviously TJ Watt. Here's the scary part, though, is Jerry played these same games with Dak and CeeDee Lamb. Dak he's a politician back in the day when politicians played the game of being politically correct. You can't get Dak to say a bad word about anyone, okay? He's a master at the podium, right? CeeDee Lamb's kind of quiet in his own world, okay? Micah Parsons ain't the one to play with. He's got podcasts. He's on every TV show. He's hanging out with stars. He's about that life. He loves the spotlight. You can't, if you're Jerry Jones, talking about, I've been doing this for 30 years. You ain't seen an animal like this, okay? Even Michael Irvin kind of, was under the spotlight of a Jerry Jones. Michael Parsons ain't playing that game. Yeah. You saw that long thing we didn't read on the show, nor should you, because it's too damn long. Let me paraphrase. Thank you, Dallas. You've made me a better man. I'm out. Okay.
I'm done with Jerry's stuff.
Yes, Micah's not playing these games. I think Jerry this time, I think he's barking up the wrong tree. I think Micah could cause enough issues, they may have to trade him. They may have to. He may force his way out of town. They could.
If they trade him, though, would be absolutely asinine. Again, my thing with this never had to get to this point.
You could have traded him a year ago.
He wanted to get paid last season.
You could have traded him,
Now you have to give him more money.
Yeah.
Now you have to give him more money.
God.
Jerry could look like the best owner in the world, too.
Yeah.
Where if he just pays Micah and goes, I waited because I want to pay him what he's worth, right?
He ain't doing that.
He's doing all this, saying the bad back thing.
He ain't doing that.
Here was Mike Vrabel on Friday responding to questions about Terry McLaurin and Micah Parsons. Take a listen. Interesting answers.
Karen, I'm not going to comment on players that are under contract and on other teams. Let's focus on the ones that are here that we're working with. We see all these things happen in the National Football League, whether it's the off season, whether it's before the season starts. So, everybody's working with different situations. So those respective players and respective teams will focus on their situations, and we'll focus on ours.
You guys do still have the most amount of salary cap space in the league. Just how do you view that level of flexibility at this stage in the season?
It just, if something were to present itself, that we would be able to, do some things. So, right now we're focused on the roster that we have. I think we tried to be as close to the plan as we could, going through free agency and how we wanted to allocate it over the next 2 years, counting this year and next year when we look at the cap going out over 2 years.
There you go. That's the timeline you were talking about.
Exactly. Cap goes up, then all of a sudden you spend more.
Yep.
Cap goes up. Christian Gonzalez, an extension will kick in, and that's when Drake May is going to be due.
Right. So the timeline for Micah's better. You get him in his prime. And then in a way, that's your big three, right?
Yes.
You have Drake May, you have Christian Gonzalez, and you have Micah Parsons. Boy, it sounds like, I don't know, Super Bowl's loading. Patriots, make the deal.
And then you draft a rookie receiver the right way. He's under the cost control contract.
Left tackle as well.
They got more blocks they need. Again, what does it take for the trade? We'll see. We'll take another break here on Foxborough Rush. When we're back, we'll get to a mailbag. Your guys' questions, we'll answer them right after this break. Welcome back to Foxborough Rush. So, good update on defensive coordinator Terrell Williams per the Patriots. He's doing fine. He was being treated for dehydration.
All right.
Best case scenario by far. Hey,
it's great.
Wasn't crazy hot today, but you got to hydrate. Wake up in the morning, glass of water before you go to bed.
For what it could have been, though,
exactly.
I'll take that, man. I'll take it. Get well soon, Coach.
Hydration is no joke. All right, so let's get to the mailbag. Clay Casson, 8437
what up,
on
Clay?
Jared Wilson possibly starting. Cole Strange has been getting very positive reviews, guys. Hold your horses.
Oh, please.
It's great Jared has played well so far. We could use top quality depth at guard and center. It'd be risky to start two rookies. One is enough. It'd be risky to start two rookies on the same side of the offensive line when Will Campbell isn't like a surefire, bona fide left tackle prospect that will pan out. He's not a Tristan Wirfs, Rashawn Slater, Christian Darrisaw. He's not one of those guys. But Cole Strange is not reliable. So if they like what they're seeing from Jared Wilson, and Cole Strange also was a backup center last year and took some reps there.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm fine with Jared Wilson starting. Here's the interesting thing. Jared Wilson starting a left guard, does that hinder him playing center if Garrett Bradbury doesn't pan out?
Sure.
I think it's saying a lot, though. They think Bradbury works out.
Look, this is about Cole Strange, okay? I feel attacked when you tell us to hold our horses on Cole Strange. No, the hell we won't. We're letting the horses go because we don't know if he can play, A. B, we know he can't stay healthy. I need to see both this season. Can you stay healthy and can you play? If he doesn't, he's a draft bust. The end. I ain't holding no damn horse.
From Music Man 696 on Micah Parsons. If Pats get Micah, we going to he left out we go into AFC Championship game.
That's not far-fetched. Look, I'm a betting man.
We just talked about two rookies starting on the left side.
I don't give a damn. You get Michael Parsons on this defense, who's scoring on you besides no one? I'm a betting man. I'd bet this. I don't have no problem with it. I ain't holding my horses on this one neither.
Patrick Mahomes. Josh Simmons has been... You see who's doing good at Chiefs camp?
Who?
Tyquan Thornton. Just wait till the regular season. But Josh Simmons has been stellar for them.
He's so fast, dude. But you know what's going to happen.
He stinks.
He'll be wide open, because of all that speed. Mahomes will hit him with a perfect pass, and he'll drop it every time.
SN 500 and 4B. Sounds like a car. SN 500. It's not the receivers. It is the offensive line. The receivers are set. What we need is a backup right tackle and center with some aging issues, and 17 games is tough.
Yeah, sure. The receivers are set, right? Right.
Backup right tackle is True Jacobs. Backup center, I don't know.
I can't get past the receivers are set, guys. Nothing to see here.
What if Terry McLaurin?
Well, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Then the receivers are set.
He's Travis Thomas from George Balekji. This is Foxborough Rush. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Always thanks for leaving the comments. Make sure to go to our YouTube page, like, subscribe, follow along.
Yep.
Leave a thumbs up. Leave comments on YouTube. Also go to our Instagram pages. Go to Nessence, Twitter, X, whatever. Add us.
It's Twitter.
We also, what's the voicemail? 617-790-0928? Yes?
Hey!
Off the top of the dome.
Come on, baby.
Man, woke up way too early on too little sleep this morning. Remember that? He's Travis Thomas of George Balekji. This is Foxborough Rush. We'll see you guys same time, same place Wednesday. Have a good one, everyone.